Okay, today I'm going to be doing a 5 in 5 on the top 5 best arm workouts. So for gym bros out there, this is the video for you. So let's jump right in. Number 5, traditional preacher curls. Okay, weak for the bicep peaks, but great for bro arms, aka get that girth, get that size. So the short head, which is on the inside part of the bicep, is what you're going to be dominating here. So this is going to give you a lot of that girth, a lot of that mass that a lot of guys are looking for. It's part of the reason why I put it at 5, because it's good for mass, it's good for growth, it's good for bulking, but it's not going to give you that prettiness that a lot of people are essentially looking for when they're working out. Okay, so we're going number 5, preacher curls. Now you can do these with dumbbells, you can do these with the barbell, you can do this with the easy bar, whatever works for you. But when your arms are in the front, okay, when your elbows are out in front of your body, you're going to be working typically the short head. Okay, so you're going to be working a lot of that girth. That's what the preacher curl does, is you're going to be elongated over a mat of some sort. You're going to be curling. Now, typically, if you do the opposite, arms behind the body, if you get your elbows behind your body, like a drag curl, you're going to be working the short head, which is that nice, pretty peak. But this is going to be number 5 because it elongates the short head. So we're really, what most people look for again are the prettiness. So the pretty workouts are going to be closer to number 1 than this one. Another great part of this exercise is it alleviates a lot of the pressure on the shoulder and back. So you can't cheat. You can't, if you've seen somebody do a standing curl and they kind of lock themselves into it, or they use their lats to assist them as their elbows raise up. You can't do that here. So that's another reason why it's number 5, why it makes the list, even though it doesn't isolate that long head of the bicep, that nice peak. It does work really well at preventing cheating. And all of us have seen the cheat bro at the gym. Number 4, drag curls. Just mentioned this a second ago. Okay? Drag curls. Great. So this is when you're going to be when you get the elbows behind your body. Now you can do this with dumbbells, you can do this with a barbell, you can do this with the easy bar as well. But essentially you get those elbows behind you and the range of motion is going to be shortened here. But you're going to be working on that peak, that head of that bicep, that long head. It also prevents delt assistance, so you're not going to use your delts to help lift the weight because your elbows are retracted and your shoulders aren't activated. It requires good form and lower weight, so a lot of gym bros don't like to do this one, but it's incredibly effective at hitting that prettiness that you want. So you have to put the ego aside for a second and understand that this is a terrific workout for that pretty bicep peak. Number 3 is going to be dumbbell or barbell tricep extension. Okay. Tricep extension. Awesome. So I like this one laying down. So this is when you're on a bench. Get the elbows behind the head, okay, and you extend out. So a skull crusher further back. Now what this does is by moving the elbows behind your head and giving it that angle, it takes a lot of pressure off the joint. Now you see this with a lot of tricep workouts. You get a lot of joint pain in the elbows. You get like tennis elbow. I used to have it in my left one all the time. So when you get that elbow behind your head and you're laying down, it takes the pressure off the elbow and allows you to put all the pressure on the tricep. You're also able to overload this exercise, which is great for developing that hypertrophy, that separation of muscle that you want. And it's long head effective, so that's the largest part of the tricep, which again, similar to that girth that we want on the bicep, with number 5, this is going to give you a lot of girth on the tricep. So it's great for mass. And it's easier on the joints, less tension like I said, and more on tricep. So this is a really, really good one. I personally prefer an easy bar of some sort or barbell versus dumbbells. This is a really easy one. I'm sure you've seen people doing it, and it makes number 3 on the list. Okay, moving on to number 2, wide out incline dumbbell curls. Okay, I'm just gonna put wide out curls. Great. So these are going to be when you get the dumbbells and you're on the bench and you do almost like a W. Okay, so you make a W, you keep your elbows retracted back here, and you curl. Okay, you're not going to bring it up. Elbows don't need to be raised. You just keep it by your sides, nice and tucked, and you curl right there. Okay, so this is another great long head workout of the bicep, whereas the short head was number 5. We got the long head working right here, and it's a bicep peak buster, which we love. Okay, because I think ultimately when people are working on arms, especially guys, gym bros kind of want that mass, but anybody who's going to get on stage or anybody who's going to really try to get that separation of the heads is going to try to focus on that little nice bicep peak at the top. And a lot of research supports this as one of the best overall growth workouts for the arms. Period. There's a greater range of motion in it, so you get nice eccentric and you get nice concentric motions. You get more of that here than you would the preacher curl at number 5, because there is that extra additional range of motion there. Okay, moving on to number 1, and the best arm workout is weighted dips. Great. Okay, so why weighted dips? Regular dips are fine too. Your body weight will work, but let's say you can overload it by strapping some weight to you. Hits all 3 of the heads of the tricep. Now the tricep is the dominant part of the arm. Okay, so it makes up, I mean, people will argue about this, but we'll say 70% of the arm. The majority of the arm is the tricep. So if you're really looking for tricep development, both from a prettiness standpoint and just from a mass standpoint, the triceps you're gonna want triceps to be your focus. And this hits all 3 heads simultaneously, which is great. Now there's also full range of motion. Okay, so to be on the higher end of this list, you gotta have full range of motion, which is why our W curls or our wide out curls are number 2. This gives you a full range of motion similar to those incline dumbbell curls. You can easily overload the weight, and to me, it's the most balanced tricep workout. So that makes number 1 on the list. Do you disagree? Do you agree? What do you think? Did I get the order right? Did I get the order wrong? Let me know. Comment below, subscribe below. Let me give me your opinion. I'm not shy. But for me, if you're looking to develop these arms, those are your top 5.